cada persona, cada votante.
La situación ahora es inaceptable.
Me llamo Julián Castro y estoy postulando por presidente de los Estados Unidos.
Y'all make me fucking sick. Why the hell are y'all talking Spanish? Y'all some fools, man. Y'all actually think Spanish speakers are watching the debates in English? That's what they got Telemundo for. Y'all running for president? Y'all don't fucking know that? Man, you know what they doing, right? They can't help themselves, man. They virtue signaling. Y'all some damn fools, man!
You've mentioned before, to which I agree to, that the women back in the days, more with like Christian values and Judeo-Christian values, that they realized men act a certain way. Therefore, we should take preemptive measures so that men don't act that way because we know how they act. Whereas the new third-wave feminist movement sees men and says, well, if men act that way, therefore women can act that way as well. So what this is leading to is the new phenomenon is the slut walk movement. I don't know if you've known about that.
Yeah.
With Amber Rose. Yeah, so I'm just wondering, what do you think are the ramifications of women saying, well, if men can go out and dress however they want and women can do the exact same thing, do you think that leads to a loosening of the fabric of society?
Of course
where
I do.
shame is a necessary determinant in society?
Yeah,
and that it leads to like sexual assault and an increase in things?
Okay, so I think that, first of all, if somebody commits a sexual assault, the only person to blame is the person who commits the sexual assault, right? That right off the bat. Mm-hmm. Right? Victims are not to blame for their own sexual assault. I also think that if you put yourself in a risky situation, then you've put yourself in a risky situation, right? We do this every day, right? Every day we make decisions about what sort of situations to put ourselves in. If I walk through a high-crime neighborhood waving $100 bills above my head and then I am robbed, then it is the fault of the person who robs me. It is not my fault. But I also made a bad decision to do that.
Yes.
Okay, so two things can be true at once. And it is not blaming the victim to say that it's a bad decision to walk through a high-crime neighborhood at night waving your wallet over your head.
Yeah.
Right? It is also not a good idea to go to parties where drinking and drugs are commonplace with a bunch of guys who are pigs.
Yes.
Right? That's just not a good idea. Now, does that relieve responsibility from the guys? 100% not. If a guy rapes you or sexually assaults you, he should be castrated or killed.
Yeah.
I'm very strict on this.
Absolutely.
But
and one more question.
One of the things that I hate so much about this conversation is that people assume two things can't be true at once. That if I think that rape is bad, and I also think that you shouldn't make decisions that heighten your own risk factor, that I'm somehow blaming the person who heightened the risk factor for the bad thing that happened to them. No, two things can always be true at once, and normally they are.
Yeah, I just think the slut walk's increasing the sexual liberation.
You know,
society.
as far as slut walk, again, I don't know why anybody would be prideful about their own promiscuity, man or woman.
Yeah.
It's confusing to me. As somebody who is a virgin until marriage, and very proudly so, and believe that that has made my relationship with my wife better and stronger and holier, I am perfectly consistent on this. I hold women to a particular standard, I hold men to a particular standard. That standard is being classy.
Yeah.
I know that word has kind of lost some of its meaning these days, but being classy.
And one thing, Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, he says that the Politicon debate that you were with, he says that it wasn't a real debate because debating you was like debating with a robot. So, and he preferred Tucker Carlson's debate. How do you respond to Cenk?
I mean, he preferred Tucker Carlson's debate because he and Tucker agree on more things. I mean, really, that's not a rip on Tucker. He and Tucker agree on all this stuff about corporations need to be restricted, and Tucker's more of an economic populist, and cut out campaign spending, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, if he doesn't like debating me, that's his prerogative. He agreed to it. I mean, and as far as debating a robot, like, I'm sorry, I'm good at my job.
Tonight, something you don't hear very often, a group of doctors calling for one of their own to be fired from his prestigious faculty position at an Ivy League medical school. The fellow physician they're targeting is Dr. Mehmet Oz, popular television host and vice chair of the Department of Surgery at Columbia University's medical school. And Dr. Oz has been criticized in the past over claims he's made and products he's promoted on his show, but this time, members of his own profession are leading the charge. Here's senior medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen.
There's nothing ambiguous in the letter 10 doctors wrote about Dr. Mehmet Oz to the dean of Columbia University's medical school. We are surprised and dismayed that Columbia University's College of Physicians and Surgeons would permit Dr. Mehmet Oz to occupy a faculty appointment. He has repeatedly shown disdain for science and for evidence-based medicine. He has manifested an egregious lack of integrity by promoting quack treatments and cures in the interest of personal financial gain. Dr. Joel Tepper signed the letter.
He has touted many drugs as miracle drugs for weight loss, which causes people to spend huge amounts of money for treatments that have no benefit whatsoever.
He said at most universities, if someone did this,
that is grounds for dismissal.
Columbia University responded, telling CNN they won't stop faculty members from speaking their minds. In a statement today, Oz said, "We provide multiple points of view, including mine, which is offered without conflict of interest. That still doesn't sit well with certain agendas which distort the facts." Oz rose to fame on Oprah as her go-to doctor and soon spun off his own successful TV show. It wasn't long before his flowery language and product promotion attracted controversy.
Now I've got the #1 miracle in a bottle to burn your fat.
Last June, Oz was brought before a Senate subcommittee about his promotions for miracle weight loss cures and called to the carpet.
I don't get why you need to say this stuff because you know it's not true. So why, when you have this amazing megaphone and this amazing ability to communicate, why would you cheapen your show by saying things like that?
I actually do personally believe in the items that I talk about in the show. I passionately study them. I would give my audience the advice I give my family all the time, and I've given my family these products.
This little bean has scientists saying they found the magic weight loss cure for every body type.
The makers of one weight loss product touted on his show was sued by the Federal Trade Commission for false advertising and settled for $3.5 million. All fodder for the doctors who are asking Columbia University to rethink Oz's position.
Pandering 2.0. Hey, why don't y'all just talk to everybody? Just treat us like Americans, man. I don't care how many languages you can speak. I don't care what you do in the bathroom there, Booker. And Francis, I don't care what your nickname is, man. All I care about is, can y'all run this country or not? Yeah, what's y'all's policies? Yeah, stop breaking us up into little groups and start pandering to each group. Just treat us like we are Americans. What's y'all's vision for the country? This whole damn debate sound like a damn big-ass echo chamber. Yeah, and y'all don't even answer damn questions that you've been asked.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have very different views on just about everything. It's a polarizing election, and they have almost no common ground. But I always wonder whether people are really paying attention to the issues or not. So, for the most part, I think it doesn't matter what a candidate says. It matters to people which candidate says it. So to put this to the test, we asked some diehard members of Team Hillary if they agreed with some things Hillary said. But the quotes, the things we asked about were not from Hillary. They were actually quotes from Donald Trump. But will these Democrats agree with Hillary/Donald Trump? Well, let's find out.
What did you think when Hillary Clinton said, "I see improved relations with Russia from a position of strength only as possible"?
I agree with Hillary.
Hillary Clinton said, "Immigration is a privilege and we should not let anyone into this country who doesn't support our communities, all of our communities."
Well, I'd virtually have to agree with that.
Hillary said, "In order to achieve the American dream, let people keep more money in their pockets and increase after-tax wages."
Yes, okay. It's in order that's a great idea so that we can start to move everybody up and start moving people out of the level of poverty.
And obviously runs fairly severe contrast to what Donald Trump is proposing.
Absolutely. Many of her comments run severe contrast to Donald Trump.
What do you think of this quote from Hillary? "There's nothing I love more than women, but they're really a lot different than portrayed. They're far worse than men, far more aggressive, and boy, can they be smart."
I agree. I've worked for 38 years in the hospital with women, and that's a very accurate.
And you think that's obviously a sharp contrast to her opponent?
Absolutely.
Hillary Clinton said, "I like the concept of local education. I want to get rid of Common Core. I think Common Core is a disaster."
Well, I'm an educator. I'm a school teacher. I think Common Core is a disaster, too.
And what do you think of this Hillary quote? "I have never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke"?
Never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke. Well, let me tell you something. Diet Coke does not make you thin.
So you would say, get rid of Common Core, keep the Diet Coke.
Keep the Diet Coke.
What do you think of this Hillary Clinton quote? I am opposed to gay marriage.
Well, I've heard that a lot from a lot of politicians. It's all about the timing, though, isn't it? No, hey, she's for us now. Yay!
You too busy trying to speak Spanish. Look, that pandering, I ain't gonna lie, that shit works in the black community. Yeah. When y'all start talking about reparations, what? they hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, man. But let me tell you something. When we came out as conservative, yeah, our black fan base, it's gone. That shit said. But I noticed our Latino fans, yeah, Hispanics, yeah, they get it. They know what y'all doing. My wife's from Jalisco, right? That's in Mexico. My wife's not into politics, and she's laughing at y'all stupid asses. Hey man, and we did lose a lot of black fans, but I tell you what, we gained a lot of black fans because now our black fans, a majority of them are conservative now. Majority, all of them are.
Nike, I should say, is getting a lot more backlash over those Betsy Ross sneakers and scrubbing them because Colin Kaepernick didn't like them. The niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Alveda King, joins us right now. Alveda, a lot of people are looking at this and saying bad timing. It's one thing to support Colin Kaepernick and stand by him as they did as a brand. It's quite another to do his bidding on anything flag related. What do you say?
Well, you know, I've seen the shoes. They're kind of cute. The young people, especially kids, are a little more forgiving than all of us who are polarizing ourselves with all of these things. And I'm reminded of my dad, Reverend A.D. King, my granddaddy, Martin Luther King Sr., my uncle, Martin Luther King Jr., who said, solve conflicts peacefully. If you take a knee, do a prayer in the process. So I think that we're skipping some of these steps. You get your information, you educate your public, you examine your own soul, you sit down and you talk. If it doesn't work, have peaceful demonstrations, and then do win-win reconciliation. So we're jumping from no facts, no information. I'm not so sure Brother Kaepernick even totally understands who Betsy Ross is. So I think it's kind of unfortunate that we're fighting over sneakers when we should be celebrating living in the best country on the planet. And I think it was just an unfortunate choice, actually, Neil.
You know, Alveda, I had an African-American leader on with me yesterday saying, Neil, you wouldn't understand as a white guy what that old American colonial era flag means to those who were not so blessed with your complexion, saying essentially that represents a time of slavery rampant among all our founding fathers, and it's sort of like another stab at the heart of the African American community. Do you buy that? Because one of the things I said in response was that, well, you can cite the flag at any period in our time, even from the late 50s after Hawaii and Alaska came in, and there was, race battles going on throughout the South. African Americans are good at entry into universities and public schools. So you could cite any time in history where just that flag would represent a period where you could find offense.
Well, Neil, we're not colorblind. We can see each other. We remember things from the past. But there's a time for renewal, restoration, reconciliation. We've got all of these other issues. You know, we fight over tennis shoes and a flag, but we don't worry about the babies being aborted in the womb, for example. So I know the slavery experience. I lived in a house that was bombed, if you recall, my dad and my mom's house. So the restoration, renewal, forgiveness, communication, speaking with each other, fighting over a flag and some tennis shoes, and Betsy Ross may or may not have even designed the flag, So it was a good idea. Unfortunately, Nike decided to join in a fight and a struggle that further divides rather than reconciles.
Man, just treat us like Americans. Just tell us how you're going to run this country, how you're going to improve the country. Nobody cares. Beto, speak different languages. Beto, you're fucking garbage. In all seriousness, fucking garbage. You tweet some shit like this is Trump's fault? Yeah. Let me tell you something, jackass. Since 1998, over 7,000 people have lost their life trying to cross our southern border illegally, right? This is nothing new.
Yeah.
So you're gonna stand on this man's grave and his kid's grave?
Yeah, and blame this on Trump?
Yeah, and to score political points with your constituents?
Look here, the truth is this. CNN, mainstream media is not going to tell you. The reason why people are coming to this country illegally is because they do not fit the parameters to enter this country through asylum. That's why. A lot of people think just because you're poor, you can enter this country. That's not seeking asylum.
Yeah, you gotta be persecuted in your home country.
Yeah.
That either comes with like religion, race, your political affiliation, something like that.
And I'm gonna take it a step further. That's why what makes this story so tragic. Congress won't do their job. This man brought his kid because his kid is a trophy. He knows if he gets caught with his kid, immigration is gonna treat him different.
Yeah.
They're gonna treat him different. They're gonna let him into this country, right? Yeah. They're gonna give him some paperwork to show up at a court date. He's not gonna show up because he doesn't meet the parameters for asylum. Yeah, he's gonna get deported.
Yeah, from what I heard, 90% of them don't even show up for their court dates.
Yeah. But of all the people that try to enter this country through asylum, 1 to 2% makes it through.
Yeah.
Not because you don't get asylum because you're poor. No, you got to be persecuted.
Hey, Beto, you're garbage.
Yeah, your Spanish sucks. You didn't answer any of the questions. I give you...
I give myself an A.
I'm going to be nice. I give you a D-. I mean, the look on Elizabeth Warren's face in Bathroom Booker when he was speaking Spanish.
He's like, he had this look on his face like, bitch, I was talking Spanish. What else I got now? I ain't got nothing. You stole it. That's like a damn stand-up comedian getting on stage telling all your jokes and then you go about.
Yeah, that's how they look at you and say, hey, that was my idea. You people are garbage. I hope America starts to see how evil these Democrats are. They do not care about nobody but their votes. And it showed last night. It showed last night when Beto tweeted that. He don't care about those people. He's just using it to get a vote. Fuck Democrats, man.
Disgusting.